Nothing but God's light and love is allowed here. Nothing but God's light and love is allowed here. Welcome, friends. Welcome. Welcome to your golden 3D to 5D Ascension Bridge. My name is Darla. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm in an area that might be a little bit noisy, but hey, I have to be consistent here. I know my videos tend to be a little noisy in the background, so I do apologize, but bear with me here. We're people. We have to get stuff around, and a train can go by or the highway is there, but the energy here is so amazing. And I had to get out of the city a little bit to do this, and also it's during the Lionsgate period, which is coming up on the 8th, so that's a neat portal to look out for. So that's where the energies from Spirit are coming through a lot stronger. So I'm so excited to be here, and thank you. I'm even more excited that you're here with me. So I need you to come with me. I love you. I need you to just come here to this space. Please and thank you. Please and please. And your higher self beckons. Everybody just beckons just to move away from that 3D space of fear to the 5D space of faith. So today, in this Ascension series, we're going to talk about these things. So we have our prayer here, Ascension story. Maybe I should go this side. And then I was going to keep moving along, and then Whitney Houston is like, pick me, so, and I did promise her I am a bit of a medium. There's a reason why we're jumping over 4D, and it's fine. You can go right through 4D if you want to. We always have a free will and choice. And in my next video, I'll talk about that more and the importance of co-creating with God with our free will. But in this video, we'll talk more about, I did promise Whitney Houston her message, and also the goddess Isis is here, and so those messages kind of go together. And also my other guides are here as well, explained in the introduction video. And they can also be your guides as well. They are duplicatable angels, and they're amazing. We have Raphael, Uriel, Gabriel, Michael, Metatron, the goddess Isis. Thank you so much for being with us. Orion always, and Jesus, and Mother Mary. So anyways, and then we're going to go into how the bridge came to be, and Source's story too after the prayer, just a little bit of a background. Then how the bridge came to be, and then an invitation to cross, and a big thank you for being here. So anyway, that's the agenda for today. So we're going to start with a prayer. So let's move our thoughts deep into our hearts. Just maybe a couple more deep breaths. Just consciously move your thoughts into your heart. It's okay. Just with gratitude. Even just for the air that we breathe, just be thankful. When you're thankful, you create a road, like a divine connection to Spirit. The gratitude comes back and forth. Okay, thank you so much for doing that. Moving into your center, heart center there for me. So, a little prayer here. Dear God, thank you for the protection and guidance. Thank you for opening us up to that guidance. And thank you, God, for making us in your liking. Thank you, God, for loving us enough to give us this experience. You trusted us to find our way home, and we are home. And the separation is an illusion, and we thank you for that, because it allows us to be unique. Thank you for co-creating with us. Spirit, God, all the elements and fairies and star beings, star seeds and councils and all the light beings that are out there of the highest, best, most divine nature. Thank you so much for co-creating with all of us. Thank you. Amen. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. I love that prayer. Okay. Now, Source's story. So in the beginning, Now, I'm just going to tell you the most simplest form that I can muster up, because that's me. I'm the simple girl. When I was about 4 years old, the angels came to me and reminded me that I was supposed to keep it simple for everybody. And again, at like 16 and at like my early 20s, I've just always known that it's my job to keep it simple. So I'm not trying to put it in a nutshell, and I do realize that there's a lot more that can be said about a lot of the things that I say. And I just want you to know that you're always encouraged to explore and to question everything I say. Don't ever say, oh, well, Darla said. Always take responsibility for your own thoughts and actions, feelings, life. It's yours. Own it. It's all yours. So source. So I'm going to I believe in God, whatever you want to call him or her. I tend to refer to God as a he. Could be just from, growing up. And just growing up quickly, God was for other people as far as my parents were concerned, not for us. We weren't religious at all. I had some friends that took me to church, which was really awesome. But I've always had this connection to source anyway. I was born extremely angry at God, and it took me about 3 decades to really kind of get through that. And I guess that's kind of part of the story a little bit, but I refused to work with God even my whole life, and just preferred to work with this entity that was all that is instead. And it was kind of eating crow and humiliating to just admit, finally that, hey, that's God. Even though I've been working with God the whole time, and I will continue to work with God, and I am very thankful for that and very blessed for that. So thank you so much, God, for that. So that being said, God wanted to learn. He was bored, it's like in this bubble of love, if you will, and he wanted to learn and grow and expand. So he made us, and he also made us in his liking, and so we wanted to learn and grow and expand. So imagine us just in this pure bubble of just unconditional love, and we're all just in this just pure love, and nothing's created. The earth's not created. We're humans aren't created. We're just these souls with God that he's created, because he wants to learn and grow. He's learning and growing from us. So we get bored. We're in his liking. So we're like, we want to learn and grow too. And so God's like, I understand this, that you want to learn and grow. And, while love and unconditional love is just amazing, and I'm trying to offer as much of it to you as I can right now with this bubble of love. Let's just blow out some bubbles of love. Just to everybody. Love you guys. Thank you so much again for being here. So God said, okay, I'll make you this earth. But if I make you this earth and then just put you on earth in this human form, and you completely remember that you came from 100% unconditional love, then you're still going to be put in the same position that you're in now. It's like pointless. The whole thing is just sort of pointless in a way. So basically, since the beginning of time, we have been gifted this experience on earth because we were bored and we wanted to learn. And so when we're born, we're dropped. This veil is dropped, so we forget and we don't know. Well, part of us still remembers, but it's just this veil, this illusion that we're separate from God, so that we can learn, because that's what we wanted. So we can learn, we can find our way back home to that unconditional love. So it's like a game. It's like this huge game. So the shadow energy had to be introduced, or else we're just in this bubble of unconditional love where there's no learning and no growing. And I understand that this type of learning and growing is like, what? Like, what is going on? Like, for real. I understand. I get it. And even Source, God himself, did not expect or anticipate the shadow energy getting so strong here on earth. So this has been an ascension of all of us as a collective, as a soul, as a family, with the shadow energy introduced along with the light. We had this duality, this polarity, so that we could grow and move forward and have this earth experience where, we can love each other and experience all these things that we are supposed to experience. We are here to experience unconditional love on earth, unconditional love for ourselves and from others and from Source. So that's why we're here ultimately. And I know sometimes our timetable and God's timetable are two different things. I get it. Trust me, I'll be the first to admit that. But, Source loves us and just wants us to find our way home. But at the same time, we have to remember that we never left home. That was an illusion that we left home. So we have to bless the shadows and thank everything for what it is, just always, because it allows us to be unique. It allows us to be here. It allows us to be human. It allows us to have our 5 senses plus our 6th sense of intuition. it's a tough rap though, because the shadow energies really just came and taken over. I know, and I explained that a lot in part 1, and we relit the flames and did all that already. So I hope you're following along with us and coming right along. So that's Source's story, and we wanted this experience again. And welcome home. You're home already. And so Whitney's message. All right, Whitney's message now. Whitney comes to me. Well, let's start in the beginning, how I met Whitney. So I was sitting there, this is about 4 years ago, and I was, the angels were presenting to me that this series actually, and explaining to me that I was going to need to learn to be more present. And I thought initially that it would be fun to like sing and do some healing songs, which I still want to do. I still think that would just be really fun. But I sensed Whitney's presence there, or maybe I asked Whitney, I don't remember how it all went down, but I said, hey, Whitney, you want to help me sing? And she immediately like tried to jump in my body. And I was like, it scared the holy crap out of me. I was like, it took like all of my might to stop her from jumping in my body. And boy, that woman is so strong-willed. Like, you just wouldn't believe the will of this woman. Oh my goodness. She like takes it to a whole new level. So then I'm like, back off, thank you. You'd be really disappointed jumping in this body. Trust me, I don't have your body. I don't have your voice. I don't have your smile. I got nothing. None of it. Please don't ever do that again. You don't want to ever let anybody jump in your body or use your body like that. And that never experienced. My channeling teacher had explained that sometimes that can happen, but it never happened to me before until that moment. And so then a few minutes go by and I'm trying to talk to her, and then she tries it again. She just tries to jump in my body again. And I'm just like, I'm finding myself fighting her off again. And so I'm like totally freaked out. I'm like, oh my gosh. So then I just asked Archangel Michael to step between us, because, well, it's like, I wanted to hear her message. I didn't trust her. I trust you now. I'm trusting her now. She's not going to try to jump my body again. I know. Thank you. We've came a long way since then. It was a long time ago. But, I'm going to actually get in like third person, like really quick right now, because, this is really a deep message. So Whitney comes with light and love and gratitude for everybody. And first and foremost, she wants everybody's forgiveness. So can everybody just like collectively say, we forgive you, Whitney. Thank you, Whitney, for your existence. Thank you for everything that you shared with us. Thank you for being you. You changed us forever, and we'll always continue to be changed by you, and we just collectively forgive you. Thank you, Whitney, for everything. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we forgive you. Thank you for helping me to forgive her. And she feels that too. That was a lot of love. Thank you. And she knows she's forgiven. And she also comes with this, like, oh, goodness gracious, this like black duct tape across her mouth. And this tape signifies that to not do drugs. Like, don't put like toxic stuff in your mouth and your bodies. Like, if she had anything, like she regrets so bad, like not treating her body better. Like, Johnny, you did her will, just her force to be. I swear to you, I'm surprised that it was inevitable. It was like a dynamite or something. But I just want to say that her and like all of them that have died from overdoses come, and they all want to remind you to like take care of your body, respect yourself, respect where you're at in life, respect, you can only come from where you're at. It's not worth it. It's a cheat, really. If you really want to feel like joy and ecstatic and like get your endorphins going and really like firing on all cylinders, then you really need to get those toxic things out of your body, and forgive yourself and love yourself 100% all along the way. Be very gentle with yourself. But, it's sad too. Since this COVID started, there's definitely been more, been added, a lot more get added. But you just got to love yourself. That's what I'm saying. You just love yourself. Don't wait for somebody else to love you. You have to love yourself, and so they come with this message to please don't put anything toxic in your body, and love and respect yourself. And thank you. It's a beautiful message. Beautiful message. Thank you. And I hope that the tape starts to disappear. It's half fading. I see your beautiful smile. She has a beautiful smile in spirit too. Thank you, Whitney. Okay, I gotta shake that off a little bit. Okay. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. Now Goddess Isis comes, and she's here too, and she's our feminine goddess, and she comes to me not the Isis that they've coined on Earth, that has nothing to do with that. This is the feminine goddess that we're so lucky that is joining us here on this ascension. And the first time she came to me, honestly, I was really taken back. I wasn't sure. My meditations are sometimes give me a startle, to say the least. So she approaches as the most beautiful, elegant, elderly woman with long gray hair, and she's wearing this bluish, purple long dress, and she's just gorgeous and elegant, and it's as if she's always floating through waters. She's always has this water or wind or this flowy thing, and she flows to me, and she holds my hands, and she says, "Greetings, dear loved ones. Know that you are the most precious children of the universe. There is not one soul here that the universe doesn't know, cherish, love, understand beyond the deepest comprehension of anything that your human mind can comprehend. Please connect with your higher self. Please don't resist it. The love and the gratitude and the amazing feeling that you have when you just release and open up is so much greater than any type of illusion of control that you may have in a constricted state." And she's here to remind us to just love ourselves so much. And please don't put anything toxic in your bodies. Love yourself. Namaste. Love yourself. Are you complete with your message? The women consciousness is very receptive, while the male consciousness is very push and shove. And we're moving rapidly into a state where we are flipping into more of a focus on the feminine receptive side. And it's also very much in tune with the male side as well. We must come together in junction and in harmony and in unity, in a balanced state as a collective where we respect each other and we respect each other's free will. And we understand that life is hard, and we support each other and we encourage each other when we make the right decisions. And we don't judge, and we just let each other just be who we are. That's the most beautiful existence on the planet, and that's the most beautiful thing that you can be and do for yourself. Just be who you are. Namaste. Complete. She's complete. Thank you. That was great. That was beautiful. Thank you very much. All right. Okay. So thank you so much. Okay. And thank you, Whitney and the gang, for showing up. And please don't cut your life short. We're so lucky to be here, and it's not like God's gonna if you OD, it's not like God's gonna be like, hey, shame on you, go to hell, or it's nothing like that at all. It's hey, mission aborted, and probably too early, and you probably didn't get to do what you needed to do, so you're gonna have to come back. You don't want to have to come back. You don't want to meet your maker like that. Okay? And God is so forgiving. He gives you so many chances. It doesn't matter. I met a guy yesterday. He said, "You know what? I had $2,000. I'm homeless. I had an opportunity to get a home, to get a vehicle. I was so angry at whatever he was so angry at, the shadow energy came and got me. So I was so angry, I went and blew it all on cocaine. And, God gives you another chance. You're going to get another chance. Everybody does. Just love yourself. Think positive. Today only knows what you tell it. And that goes for all addictions in any area where we've just gone nuts. Just forgive yourself. Love yourself. Don't let that shadow energy tell you any different. It already got you in enough trouble already. Don't let it tell you that your kids don't need you, or your family doesn't need you, or that you're not good enough to take your role back or wherever that you need to be, because that's just simply not true, and nobody's broken. Okay, I just want you to know that, because I need everybody to come, like I said, not just the easy people, not just the people that are probably already ascended. I need everybody to come. Okay, because we need to do this. Okay, we deserve it. We deserve this justice. We've been duped a lot. We've been thrown around a lot, in the name of learning. We put up with a lot. In fact, a couple of months ago, I sat down at my meditation station to meditate, and I'm like, wow, I feel like I've got a really big message here coming, and I need a drink. 1 second. And I thought, okay, I'm going to get this message. So I get all tucked into my spot, and I'm like, great. And I realized that I'm like surrounded by not only my guides and angels, but massive more stretching out. And I was like, well, what's my message? I'm like, well, I surely have a most amazing message. And I waited, and they were all just staring at me, and I waited more, and they just kept staring at me. And I finally was like, okay. I was like, well, do I have a message? And I looked forward, and there was I want to say that they were the 12 disciples in front of me, because I was at the head of a table, and there was I want to say 6 and 6, and Jesus is on the end, and I'm and Matthew's right there, and he looks at me and he says, beloved dear, we're waiting for you. You called this meeting. And he just looked at me with this most loving look on his face. And I said, I called this meeting? He's like, He says, we're waiting for you to speak. And I said, I was like, okay. And I check real quick, my the time, before I was born, me looking at the map of my life. I'm like, was there something that I agreed to do? Was it one of these times again? What's going on here? Nothing. I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. And I come back, and then now I'm really feeling my power. I'm really stepping into my shoes. I'm like, okay, I called this meeting. And they all showed up. I'm like, okay, if I called this meeting, then I want justice. I want justice for me and my people. We need justice. We deserve justice. We're good people that have been wronged a lot in the name of finding our way home. And when I know we wanted this experience, but it's been a rough road for a lot of us, for a lot of lifetimes, but we're here. We're finally here in this ascension, and it's wonderful. I just kind of lost where I was for just a moment. Oh yeah, so I said I want justice, and they were like, okay, and it kind of freaked me out a little bit. So that's how this Ascension series kind of got started. I guess that was in January or so. So my Ascension story, and how the bridge came to be. So, and this is the last story, and I'll try to wrap this up. Okay, and thank you so much for bearing with me here. I appreciate that a lot. Okay, so this was about, I want to say it was 2010, in December, and I had a job that took a lot of my hours. It was really draining, depleting. I was putting my whole heart and soul into it. I had a boyfriend, my baby daddy, didn't really appreciate me much. He's alcoholic. He was just really tough to deal with. 3 kids, pretty small, a 1-year-old, a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old, and life was challenging, to say the least, but I was still just trekking right along, and I was feeling like I actually had a pretty good grip on life for once. I was doing pretty good, I thought. And boy, don't ever think that. Just kidding. I'm joking. I know nothing right now. Absolutely nothing. God forbid. So I I went to bed one night, and I just naturally just kind of like detached my consciousness from my mind, and I started going throughout my body with it, and I was looking for things to heal, just going throughout my body, just up and down and all around, just kind of trying to like look for anything that I could heal, any ailments, anything going on. And I found a cyst in my ovary, and I dissolved it and then just moved on and fell asleep. And the next morning I woke up, I feel like I got hair in my mouth. And I kind of like, as I was like coming out of my slumber, I could hear like the angels just going really loud, like, you graduated. Like there was a party and like, woohoo, and like lots of like hooting and hollering, and like all the angels in the universe were like cheering for me. You graduated. I like woke up to this, and suddenly I'm like, I graduated. I'm like, what does that mean? And all of a sudden I like did not feel like me, like at all, like so much so to the point where I just like, I flew up in bed and I ripped my covers off me, and I'm like looking at my body, and I'm like feeling like, okay, my body's still the same. I'm like, I'm not me though. I am totally not me. This is my body. Thank God this is my body, but I'm not me. And also I look at my arm, and I follow it out to the wall, and I realize like, oh my gosh, like my hand and like the wall are like totally connected. Like everything's connected, and like the walls are like breathing, like everything's breathing, and like everything's connected. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like one with everything. It was like the most craziest thing ever. And they're cheering like, you graduated. I'm just like, whoa. And like my first thought honestly was like, my boyfriend's in trouble, like he's gone, like first off. And then like second off, I started thinking about my job and like thinking about everything, and I'm like, I could see like that I was at A and that I needed to be at B, which was like so far away, guys. Dude, it was so far away, and there was no path, and it was just all like this, and like B was way over there. I'm at B now. I made it. Whew. But it took me 8 years to get here. But so right after that, it was like a month went by after I graduated. I still had absolutely no idea what was going on. All I knew is that my whole world was flipping. I was moving. I was getting rid of my job. I was changing everything. Like my whole world was just turning completely upside down. And I ended up changing locations and everything during that time. So then, so I was like, oh, I need some answers. I need to know what happened to me. I don't know what you graduated means. And like, I had no idea. So I went down to this spiritual bookstore in Portland, and I walked in, and the gentleman that was going to be doing my reading walked by me. And it's fine. I'd never seen him before, but I knew just as soon as I looked at him that was him. And I was like, that's the man. And it just felt good. And a couple minutes later, he came and got me, and we went upstairs, and we sat down. And the very first thing he says to me is, you graduated. I was like, I heard. What does that mean? What does it mean I graduated? He's like, you ascended. I was like, oh, I ascended. And I never even heard of that before. I was like, I ascended? He's like, you ascended. He's like, yeah, you graduated. But then he started like looking into my future, and he was like, oh, and he started just going like this. And every psychic I'd been to up until that point just had done that to me. Sometimes you just don't want to go to see psychics. Those are the good ones, the real ones that don't lie to you. It's like, please, just somebody lie to me. Tell me I'm going to have a great career, and I'm going to meet the love of my life, and money's going to fall in my lap. Somebody just tell me that. They never do. So he's like, well, maybe you can make some kind of a deal with the universe, maybe, there's a spider crawling right there. That's okay. We'll just let the spider be. That's a good sign, actually. That's a spider of ancient communication, I'm going to call it. Yes. Thank you for being here. So anyhow, so I said, well, maybe I could be like, like a pastoral counselor or something. Like, I didn't know what to do. I'd already tried being a psychic, and that didn't work. I'll tell you that story another time. But so anyway, so I had graduated, and so I had gone home, and I had Googled like pastoral counselor, found Mary Hill University. Is it Merrill Hurst University? And she was so amazing. Oh, I just love this woman so much. If anybody has the opportunity to go to that college, go to that campus, if we ever like open up again, which we will, that's the most beautiful feeling, just the most divine place on the planet, in my opinion. And the administrator is amazing. And but she agreed with me. You know, I was a single mom of 3 children, and while she agreed with me that, you know, I had a lot of light to offer and a lot to offer people, like pastoral counselor wasn't the way to go. You know, we agreed that with discernment, it would be too expensive for me. I would be totally unaccepted. It would be very hard for me. Just in reality, it just wasn't going to work out. But it was so nice to meet her, and it was wonderful. And maybe in another lifetime, I'll be a pastoral counselor. But who knows? Maybe this lifetime. You never know. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe my children are getting older now. This is a long time ago. This is like a decade ago, over a decade ago. Oh, my light just shut out. Oh, bummer. I guess that means I've been talking too long. That's kind of a bummer. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can fix it a little bit better. It's like, you're not going to do that. No. It's like, you're going to... See how I am. All right. Okay. Is that better? Is that better? It's better. All right. So, where was I? So my Ascension, I gotta wrap this up. Okay. So then I looked on the internet and looked up Ascension, and literally there was like 10 steps to Ascension, and I couldn't find the article again when I went to go back to find it later, but I literally just bawled through every single step just because it was my whole life in a nutshell, step by step by step. And I didn't realize it, but my hard life and everything that I was going through was really just the steps to Ascension. I just didn't realize it. You know what I'm saying? So take heart in your life and everything that you have going on for yourself, because it's really just the steps to Ascension. You just don't realize it. Okay. So then the bridge. So then, okay, so I guess I finally remember I said I had to make it to B. So this is my version of sort of being a pastoral counselor too, although I couldn't do that. You know, I did want to do something to help. So that's what this series is about as well. I wasn't sure what it looked like, but I'm happy to be here now. And but I didn't think that I was going to get here. I didn't always think so. In fact, the day before I got to this platform that I'm on now, I didn't think I was going to make it. I went to bed that night. I was depleted. I was depressed. I was oppressed. I was everything. I was disrespected. I was crying. I was just down. I was like, you know what? I'm done. I don't have any energy left in me. This is it. You know, God and angels, I'm sorry. I tried my very best, but I'm not going to make it. I think what I was thinking is I was just going to quit and just forget all of it and just completely change professions, probably go into the corporate world or something, which I still might, you know, but I wanted to get this done first. And plus, you know, I've had this skin disorder, it's hereditary, it's non-contagious, where I have like confused skin. I also have like DNA for fingernail and hair and nail as well. So I have been having some issues with that. But it's healing up quite rapidly. So I don't know what my future holds for me. But I didn't think I was going to get here. And then I woke up the next morning and I was here. I was like, oh my gosh. I went to bed thinking I apologizing for that I wasn't going to make it, and woke up and had realized that I had in fact made it. And again, you know, the angels are cheering for me. You made it to be. You made it to be. And it was dumping down rain. I mean, it was pouring. It was storming. It was just awful. It was not pretty. Trust me. This was heavy, heavy times. And it rained and rained and rained for like over a year. Would not stop raining. It was like a year and a half ago. Just would not stop raining. I think the rain finally lifted in like January or something. Yeah, for me, in my internal like clouds, you know. And I would try to make it sunshiny, and I would like in meditation with like all my might try to like make the sun come out here, and it would work for a little bit. But then as soon as I would drop my intention, it would just go right back to gray and rainy and cloudy, and it just wouldn't stop dumping. So take heart too if your life just feels like one big dump, because the sun will come out again. I promise. So then the sun comes out, and I turn around and I look, and there's this bridge, and I'm like, there's a bridge. I'm like, I built a bridge, you know, like a bridge for everybody to come to like this area. And I'm like, but it was looking pretty rackety, you know. I'm like, this is a rackety looking bridge, but it's a bridge nonetheless. And I was like really excited about it. And then suddenly like source, like God shows up. So it was like probably just only a couple of times that God's actually manifested for me. First time was to give me the symbol, the Luca, for relighting the spiritual flame. And then this time was to show up to, and like before my very eyes, this like rickety old crappy looking bridge just turned like this beautiful gold bridge for all of you to cross. So I just want to invite you all to cross with me before we wrap this up here. And just, I want you to close your eyes for a moment, and thank you again for being here. And I'm here. If you want to close your eyes, you can see this bridge. Just move into your heart center and open your eyes and look at the gold bridge that's right in front of you. And you see your guides and your angels and Archangel Michael and Uriel and Raphael and Gabriel. Thank you so much. All the angels are just ready to just take you over and just come on over. Just, you don't have to be fearful. You don't have to try to be in control. You don't need to win the lottery. You don't need to land that job. There's nothing you have to do to move into a space of pure faith and love and harmony. Just forgive yourself right now. Drop everything that you think is stopping you. Just drop it. Whatever insecurities you have, whatever baggage you have, look around. Look at the boxes that you have around you. Look at the suitcases that you're trying to take with you. You don't have to take those with you. Just let them go. Just let them go. You don't need the fear and the insecurities. Just filter through all of that and just let all of that go. All that you need to be left with is everything that uplifts you and everything that makes you sparkle and shine. All your diamond light, all your violet flame, all of your own self-healing powers that you contain within you, within your DNA, to be activated, spiraling up into divine, coming down effortlessly. Just let it all go. Doesn't that feel good? Just to let it all go, just shake it off. Just shake it off. I can shake it. Everybody knows that. Thank you. Please, I invite you to just come now. Just come now. I'm sitting here with John, my element spirit, and he is the trees, he's the earth, he's the roots, the trees. And I'm here with Jewel. She's a fairy and she will help you believe. Just ask Jewel. Say, Jewel, I really want to believe. I want to believe. And on the count of 3, she'll tap you on the head with her magic wand. 1, 2, 3. That felt great. Thank you. Thank you, Jewel. And with that, I'm just going to take a moment to just pause and just be love and just invite you all in spirit and just be quiet and go within and just help you energetically to let go of whatever you need to let go of to move over to a space of faith where we just let go of all agendas and we know that God loves us. Remember, there is not an angel in the universe that does not know who you are inside and out. Your guardians and God knows you better than you know yourself. You were created from source. We never left, and here is where we'll stay. Thank you, and namaste for that. Thank you so much. We are complete for this video. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for crossing over with me. Thank you.